Hey guys, I'm Torie, and you're listening to That Girl, the podcast. Grab a beverage of choice and settle in because the new episode is starting now.
Hey guys, what is up? It's your girl, Torie, and I'm back with a whole new podcast episode. If you're on a platform you can watch right now and you see some ears popping up, it's because I currently have one of my bunnies in my lap. This is Braxton. He doesn't like that I lifted him up like that. He prefers to be down in my lap. But he is snuggling with me today. I needed some extra snuggles, so I have him sitting in my lap in my comfy chair, just letting me love on him. I'm excited for this week's episode. It's a little bit more chill. I just have like a list versus having like kind of a script / outline for this episode, but I wanted to keep it really chill and just talk about ideas that I have for fun Valentine's inexpensive dates. Some I have done, some I haven't, but I wanted to go through them with you all if you are brainstorming what to do for Valentine's Day still, or if money is a little bit tighter. I know it is for us this year. Here is ways that you can still celebrate it without breaking the bank. So before I jump in, of course, I have to do my life updates. So let's not waste any more time. We're just going to go ahead and dive right in. So my first life update, I went to a rodeo yesterday. It was my first rodeo I've been to, and it was really, really fun. I'm a little bit hungover today for the first time ever, so don't know how I feel about that. So yeah, I've never been hungover before. Fun fact, I just don't get hungover, but I guess now that I'm almost 24, I'm like old or whatever, and I get hungover now, so that's fun. So we did that last night. We got to see a bunch of friends, so that was really cool. Enjoyed that, 10 out of 10. And then we just went to a little market where they have like crystals and tarot readings and stuff, so that was cool to see. I got a tarot reading, I got some natural herbal tea, and I got this cool ring. So if you're watching, yeah, it's a little amethyst ring. I can never find crystal jewelry that's gold, and this is gold. So I was really excited about that. And I feel like there's another big life update. Oh, I totally forgot. You guys, don't kill me, but I may have started my Etsy store back up. I know. So I didn't want to do merch again because of the copywriting and how annoying it is. So I just decided that I was going to do like cool graphics that I make because I make a lot of fun graphics. So I will link my store down below. I'm not going to do too much promo on it. You know, feel free to check it out though. It's like retro / trendy items. I have sweatshirts on there, I have t-shirts on there, I have bucket hats, hoodies, mugs, iPhone. And if you want to just check out the cool designs I have, I'm still getting them up. I think I have like 3 designs up now out of 5 that I wanted to start out with. So if you want to check those out, maybe support me, that would be great. I would love for you to do that. It would be 10 out of 10. So yeah, I don't want to say too much. If you want me to do a full episode on how to start an Etsy business, I can definitely do that, but it's not the point of this episode, and I don't want you to feel pressured to like contribute or buy anything if you don't want to. But it is a huge life event. It's a huge chapter in my life that I'm starting, and I'm probably going to be stressed about it, but it's okay. So yeah, that is it for life updates. Now let's jump into these fun Valentine's Day dates. Before I do, though, make sure that you are following. Go ahead and share this episode on your Instagram story, and I will repost it. I'm That Girl the Pod on Instagram and TikTok if you want to share and follow and be a part of the community. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump on in. Let me pull up my list of dates. So starting out, I'm going to tell you what Josh and I are doing for Valentine's Day. We don't really have any other plans, but for the inexpensive part, I went to Target and I was just bopping around Target, you know how I am, and they had like these little wooden hearts. They were just like heart-shaped wood, and they're like $5 each, and we're just gonna decorate them. I wanted to do something similar to when we did gingerbread houses because it was so much fun, but I wanted to do like a Valentine's Day equivalent to that. So I just got these wooden hearts, and we're either gonna do it tonight or on Valentine's Day, but I basically just told him like you can do whatever you want to it. Use your tools on it, paint it, use some DIY stuff. We have jewels and pearls and flowers and all that. Like, decorate it however you want, and we're going to do that. So I think that's going to be really fun. Maybe we can pop something on the TV and have some snacks. But that's probably what we'll be doing for Valentine's Day. Keep it really, really low key. But it's a super fun and expensive thing, and I definitely wanted to mention that because, feel free to go to Target and steal my idea, honestly. Another date that's really common or similar to, like, I don't know, I've just seen it a bunch of times. That's a Valentine's Day date that would be fun is the $10 date or $20 date. And it's where you have to not spend over $10 or $20 or whatever you choose to do. And it gets really creative and you kind of just have to problem solve. And it can be really fun if you make it. And one thing I'm going to say before I get into this is know your audience. If I say something and you're like, oh, that sounds fun, but your partner is going to absolutely hate it, don't do that, obviously. Like, you can think it's an amazing idea, but if they have no interest in that, just don't do it. Do something else. You don't want to do something just because it's cheap, like, you want it to have some sort of sentimental value, because if you don't, I guarantee you your partner is going to be like, you just wanted to do something cheap. Like, it has to be something that you genuinely think is going to be fun, it's sentimental, and that they will enjoy. So don't just grab an idea and run unless you know it's going to be something you actually think will be fun and meaningful. So yeah, with the $10 date, that could be like going and buying something for $10, going and get food, trying to like trade things up to $10. There's so many things you can do with that. And just like saying, okay, like maybe have some sort of plan when you go into it. Don't just be like, okay, I have $10, what's gonna happen? But also, kind of leave some of it up to a chance and see what happens. But that's just a fun idea. Another one is maybe do a picnic like under the stars, have a nice little like backdrop, maybe go for a drive and do it somewhere like a field, have a homemade cooked meal. And you can do that like stargaze pretty much anywhere. I'm from Kentucky, so we stargaze a lot, but there's some cool places. Go on the top of a parking garage and hang out in the bed of a truck if you have one. Like, get creative with it and just add your own twist to the idea. Another one is cook together. If you don't cook together all the time, then that is something special that you can do. And if you do cook together all the time, I can't talk, then elevate it and do like a 3-course meal or do something you don't normally do, because it is Valentine's Day, so you want it to be something special, but you also don't have to do anything crazy. Like, Josh and I probably cook together once or twice a week, and so for us, I would probably do something more than just like dinner. I would probably do dessert with it, or you could do even more. You could do a salad, an appetizer, dinner, and dessert. Like, you can take it as far as you want. You can home make things, maybe home make some pizza dough and have pizza. You can do as much or as little as you want. Just make sure it's something special and not something you do every single night. Like I said, baking something is always good. Like, if you just want to bake something together, that would be fun. Have like a game night. Maybe you want to hang out. Some people don't hang out in a group of friends on Valentine's Day. I feel like that's weird, but some people do like that, and you can have like a game night. So if you're those kind of people, just 100% make sure it's okay with your partner. Like, if you just insist on hanging out with a group of friends and they're the type of person, like, I personally don't want to hang out with a group of people on Valentine's Day. I want to hang out with like one person. But I know there are couples that are totally fine with that. And if you do want to do that and have like a game night where you play like Cards Against Humanity, Uno, and all that, and just hang out in a group, it's very inexpensive. You could also do that together. Josh and I have had game nights together where we just like play Uno and stuff, and it's been really fun. So that's another thing you can do that's very inexpensive, especially if you already have games. Like, sorry guys, I keep feeling like I have dog hair or bunny hair on my nose. So if you see me like just scratching my nose in the camera a lot, that's why. But yeah, look around your house and see what things you have that you don't always use, or you maybe have forgot about, like board games or DIY projects and things that you can do together, like things you wanted to start but you never did, things like that. Honestly, like, if Josh was just like, hey, for Valentine's Day, I'm gonna like repair all the things in the house that need repaired, like the shower handle, or put the blinds up, that would be like the best Valentine's ever for me. So you could always just do something like that. Be like, hey, babe, for Valentine's Day, Like, if you don't normally clean or you have a long to-do list and you know it would mean a lot to them, this is more towards guys, I feel like. You can definitely do that. I feel like girls are more on top of it in terms of, like, cleaning and getting things done. But, you know, if your guy is like, what should we do for Valentine's Day? And you want to be like, hey, if you just get this done, like, that is honestly what I would prefer. That would be, like, nice. Like, hey, let's do this. And then we can just, like, get carry out and hang out. Like, it doesn't have to be a big thing. It's whatever you want it to be. Ooh, this is a fun one. This is not, like, a whole date, but it's a fun little activity. Is make a list of your 10 favorite memories and read them out loud to each other. Maybe not 10. I feel like that's a lot. Like, Josh and I have been together for 2 years, and I feel like 10 memories might be a lot. But maybe even 5, like, or your top 3 memories together and then go into detail. Like, you could eat dinner and then do something like that. I feel like that would be really cool. Make a playlist of songs. Like, maybe you two could get together and make a playlist of songs and maybe curate them to certain things. Like, this playlist reminds me of you, or the story of us, and it's just all your favorite songs, or working out and you guys contribute favorite songs. Spotify does blends now where you can just link your account with someone else's and it makes a playlist like based on your favorite music and combines it. But you could also just like make your own and have fun with it. If you guys are really into music, that's like a fun thing to do. You could go for a drive if that's what you're into. Some people aren't into that. Like, I have a friend a couple years ago, and for Valentine's Day her boyfriend took her on a drive and they went to look at this view, and that was like all they did for Valentine's Day, and it was like horrible. She hated it. She hated everything about it. So don't do that unless you know that it's something that's either meaningful or that like your relationship is compatible with, like something your partner would enjoy. But that's definitely something. One thing that Josh and I did for our first Valentine's Day is we ordered in and then we built a fort and watched a movie. And that was so fun if that's like your kind of thing. I know some people aren't into that, but some people definitely are. So building a fort is so fun, so easy, like so down for it. It was definitely cute because we hadn't been dating that long too. So it was a good little thing for like when we had been dating for less than a month at that point. So like it was like not super sentimental or like weird, but it was still like a fun little thing that we got to do. So that's definitely cool. Have a bonfire is fun. If you have the ability to have a bonfire, you have the space for a bonfire. Don't just go out and start fires, but if you have a safe place to have a bonfire, you could do that and roast marshmallows. Maybe pop up a projector or something and have a movie night. Everyone has laptops or iPads now, I feel like. So pop it up on there. Take your marshmallows inside. There's a lot of ways you can do it that would be cool and inexpensive. It's not that hard to get marshmallows, and you know, you just gotta figure out the fire. Candlelit dinner, kind of going along with like cooking dinner, going back to that. You could just have a candlelit dinner. I mean, if you just like, yeah, it's nice to just talk to each other with no distractions. Like, I feel like when Josh and I have dinner and stuff on a daily basis, we're either on our phones or the TV's on or different things are happening. But if we like, it would be nice to just have a candlelit dinner with no distractions, and you just talk to each other, and you can talk about, you know, how your relationship's going, where you are compared to where you were last year if you've been there in a relationship for a long time. Talk about things that you don't normally get to talk about in the hustle and bustle of life, and just take a moment to like be present. And maybe, I mean, you can take it to the point where you even get flowers or something if that's what you're interested in. You can decorate the space and just make it special so that it stands out from something you typically do. I think that's what everyone really just wants these days, is like to feel special. You just want to feel loved and feel special. So it just takes like going out of your way to show that you care is all that matters, honestly, in my opinion. And I think for most people that's how it is, just like going out of your way to do something special. Go to the park is like super inexpensive. I love going to the park. So if you like, you could have a picnic there, but also just going. And if you have pets like we do, bring the dogs and make it a fun thing, like it's a date. And then maybe you could go get ice cream later, you could go get pup cups later. There's a lot of ways that you could elevate it to make it more fun. I think that it's all about just elevating it a little bit. It doesn't have to be expensive. It just has to show that you care. So if you can take very mundane things and elevate them to make them show that you care and they're special. That's all that matters. Go sightseeing, maybe go to places. There's a lot of places even here in my city that we haven't visited or seen that we live here. Like I've been here for 6 years and I still haven't visited certain sites or done certain touristy things in my city. So it's always fun to do those things, and you'll find that a lot of times they're inexpensive. So definitely like be a tourist in your own city, and I'm sure there's free or very inexpensive things you can do that are just like special and get you out of the house. Make a time capsule is fun. Like you can make a time capsule and say a year from now we're gonna open this, or Bunny's going haywire, or like 5 years from now we're gonna open this. You know, just make a time capsule of all your favorite memories together or things that are important to you. And very inexpensive. You can just put it somewhere special and say we're not going to open this, or you could bury it in your backyard if you have a home together. There's definitely a lot of things that you could do. Don't forget about it. Like, don't just say you move and just leave it there. Don't forget about it. But that's a fun thing, and say like, maybe we're not going to open this until we get married or until we have kids or things like that. And you can put things you already have in there, so it's very inexpensive. Go through old photos. That's not really a date, but like it's a fun little part of a date, like just going through old memories you have together. That would be something that you could pair with the list your 3 to 5 favorite memories together, and do that. You could just go through old photos, just reminisce. You could volunteer somewhere together if that's something that you guys are interested in. You could honestly volunteer anywhere. You could foster a dog for a day. There's a lot of different things that you can do that are giving back to the community, and it's so fun. There are so many free local events on Facebook. Especially for Valentine's Day, literally just go on Facebook and look at your events in your city, and I'm sure you will find one that you guys can go to and probably not spend any money unless you want to. Like us going to this market today, I think it was $3 each to get in, and then like we bought a couple things, but you didn't have to, and we would have been totally fine not to. We still got to see all the cool stuff. So definitely fun to just like see what's going on in your city and be a part of it. Have a scavenger hunt. Either you or him create a scavenger hunt for the other person, and at the end there's something fun like a movie night or something like that. But just have a fun scavenger hunt that you create that just goes around. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. It can go around the house. It doesn't have to go around like the whole city or anything. So that would be a fun thing that you could definitely do, and it's very creative and inexpensive, and I think it's super fun. It's one of those things that's been done before, but it's not overdone. Like, I think it's classic and it's timeless, and you could definitely do it over and over again. I mean, like, don't do it over and over again for them, but, like, if you did it and someone else has already done it, it's not a big deal. You could also try a free trial of something. Like, maybe there's a streaming service you've wanted to watch something on, or like it has a movie on there you guys want to see. You can just use a free trial and be like, hey, I have a surprise, let's watch this, and then just cancel the free trial after. I know that that's not like people feel different about that, but I mean, I'm kind of like, it's the way it goes. Like, work smarter, not harder. So if you just are looking for something to do for Valentine's Day alone, and there's like something you've wanted to see that's on a streaming service you don't currently have, you can just do that and do a free trial. You could try and remake your favorite meal or favorite coffee or anything like that. Like, for example, if you really love Olive Garden's pasta, you can try and remake it at home. Or Starbucks drinks, you can definitely try and remake if your significant other has a specific drink that they really love, but you know, it's kind of pricey. You can try and remake it at home. Just like remake your favorite meals, and that gives you something to work with if you don't know what to cook, but you know you want to cook something. Think about your favorite place to eat and try and redo it. It's hard because it's on a Tuesday, so there's certain things that like are really good date ideas, but it's a Tuesday. Like, for example, going to a flea market or a farmer's market. Those are really fun things that Josh and I enjoy, but they're not open on Tuesdays. So that is a fun thing you can do. Either, you know, I guess this is going up the weekend of before Valentine's Day, so you can do it the weekend after, but it is a fun thing that is not that expensive. You could always go house hopping. I think this isn't on Tuesdays either, but it's another fun thing you could do for free on the weekends. Go to the open houses in your area and just check out what houses are available. This is something fun that I've heard a lot of younger couples do, especially when they're trying to decide what kind of house they want. And they just kind of go to open houses, daydream, and see, you know, what would be best for what they're looking for. A common one that I see a lot that I haven't done, that I guess could be fun if you've been dating for a really long time, is go and recreate your first date. For us, I don't know what our first date would be because I kind of just like showed up at his house from like, because we had mutual friends that were at his house and then like never left. So our first date would be like, I guess maybe like him having a party in his basement and me just like being drunk. I don't know. So like maybe that wouldn't work for me, but like if you have a very memorable first date, recreating that now and even tweaking it to match like what you guys are interested in and what your income looks like now or different things like that, it could be fun to just like tweak it a little bit but make those memories again. You could also try, you know how at like the recreational centers they have community classes like square dancing, crocheting, and all those fun things. You could sign up for one of those to do together and that would be super fun. I'm pretty sure they have ballroom dancing and stuff, and there's also pottery, and you'd have a little fun gift to take home. So there's all kinds of fun things you could do, and I think that if they're not free, they're very, very reasonably priced. So definitely check those out. You could give each other massages, but professional one, not professional because you're not a professional, but like get the oil, which I'm pretty sure is inexpensive, possibly. I don't know much about it. And just like watch YouTube videos and get really into how to give a good massage. And then have like a massage night where you just give each other massages while you have some like relaxing stuff going on in the background. And it's going to be really silly and funny, and you're probably going to laugh at each other, but that's what makes the memories fun, you know? Good old times. You guys know my go-to favorite date is to go shopping at thrift stores and just like hop around at small businesses near you. And if you're shopping at like Goodwill or a store like that, it's typically not very expensive, so definitely could do that if you want to go shopping. I don't know if I would do that for Valentine's Day, unless I wanted to do something low-key. But if you're into doing low-key things like that, it's very fun, and you can make it fun, like have a scavenger hunt and say, you have to find, you know, one of these or 10 of these, and the first person to do it gets whatever, like things like that. So you can make it really, really fun and just run around and have a good time. I think that that's pretty much all the ones I'm gonna talk about. I could probably go on forever, and obviously I had like some lists that I was looking at, but I think those are some good ideas to get you started. Let me know of any other ideas that you come up with, or if there's any ideas that I mentioned that you end up using. I would love to know. I hope that this was helpful in some way. If you don't mind rating and reviewing the podcast, that helps me out so much. So if you're on YouTube, just go ahead and hit that like button. If you're on any other platform, specifically Apple Podcasts and Spotify, you can tap the stars or leave a written review. Both of them help the podcast out so much, and I would love for you guys to, you know, join our community, hit the follow button, subscribe button, and giving us those reviews helps us grow so that even more girlies can find our community and we can all become the best version of ourselves together. I think that that's pretty much it. You guys know the drill. If there's anything I missed, sorry. I upload every single Wednesday and Sunday. Don't forget to follow on Instagram and TikTok at thatgirlthepod. If you're watching on Sunday night, I hope you have a great night. If you're watching on any other day, I hope you have a great morning, afternoon, or night. And I will see you in my next podcast episode. All right. Bye, guys. Love you.
You was the first week.